9. That was a marathon in the heat, but a lot to love from LSU in that ball game. Like, I really don't know how you come across or come out of that not feeling good. You didn't use Cowan, you didn't use Evans, you didn't use any of your top arms. Neither did West Virginia, but you obviously saw the depth advantage in the bullpen obviously lies with LSU there. The 2 grand slams, phenomenal. Also, 3-run homer by Curiel. I mean, you took advantage of the opportunities that they gave you, and West Virginia gave you plenty. 16 runs on 8 hits is just absolutely filthy work from the LSU offense. And, it didn't start out that way, if we're being quite honest. I mean, almost the first trip through the lineup, Kern had hit 3, walked 2, and they had committed an error, and you didn't get anything off of that. And then, lo and behold, in the 4th inning, back-to-back hit by pitch, Derek Curiel steps up, Oppo Taco, blast, 3-run shot, your first hit of the ball game, and from there you were kind of off and running offensively, which was great to see. And you hit 1 through 9, which was great to see today from LSU as well. I mean, Josh Pearson at the top of the order, man. The postseason is his season, and he was awesome. The second of 2 grand slams for LSU today. Stephen Milam continuing his hot postseason run with the Oppo Taco grand slam to really blow the game wide open. And ultimately, I thought Cade Anderson was really, really good. The first 5 innings were vintage Cade Anderson. The long wait got to him, man, and he wasn't as sharp. And you know what? That's okay. That's going to happen sometimes. But, I mean, all in all, just some overview. I don't know how you don't come out of that just extremely pleased. I just don't know how you don't come out of that extremely pleased. Not using top arms, putting up 16 runs. You won game 1, which 79% of the teams that win game 1 advance. Awesome. And, look, I liked the lineup a lot today. We talked about it on the preview. Curiel struggles against lefties as of late. You might move him out of the leadoff spot. I love going to Pearson there. Pearson showed great prowess in the leadoff spot as a freshman. That's not a role that's foreign to him. So I really liked that a lot too. But I mean, just the timely hitting today. And look, y'all, that's June baseball at the box. It's hot. The wind's blowing out. You get it up into the jet stream, and it just goes. I mean, really, all 3 of those homers they just carried. I looked at those. I didn't think either of them off the bat were going. Milam's carried out, and Pearson's was probably the most impressive. It looked like a lazy fly ball off the bat, and it just kept on going, and you really needed that. Curiel's 3-run shot in the bottom of the 4th stands out, but it is the 6th run 6th that you had. That was the best part of the day for me. Geez, the glare on this is so bad I can't even see y'all's comments. The 6-run 6th is the one for me, though, because you know what? Anderson goes back out there again. He just, the long wait of the 7-run 5th got to him. He gives up the 4 or the 5 spot, whatever it was. I don't even remember at this point. But you come back out and you get the runs back, and then some. I mean, there was a 4 spot because you ended up putting up 6. And you just put the game completely out of reach. So, I mean, all's well that ends well. I thought LSU took advantage of things fantastic. I think West Virginia's offense really was what we thought it was. When you gave them opportunity, they took advantage of it. They manufactured a great run in the 2nd inning there. That's kind of what they're going to do. They did hit a couple balls out of the park. Hat tip to them. Again, June baseball in this stadium. That's just what's going to happen. We're very accustomed to that. But ultimately, you nailed it down. And again, you didn't have to use Evans, Cowan, Shores, Newt. You didn't have to use any of those. Now, that being said, West Virginia, they didn't use Bessinger, Myers, or Estridge. So, I mean, you got full bullpens going tomorrow for both teams. But again, what you saw is they don't have the depth that you have. I mean, you're bringing in Maverick Rizzi as like your 6th bullpen arm, and he's throwing 98 miles an hour. That's different. There's not a lot of teams in the country that have that, and I'm going to sit here and tell you that West Virginia hasn't seen a team in the country that has had that, because that's just not run-of-the-mill in the Big 12. It's just not. So, really good. As I said, I thought the first 5 innings from Cade Anderson were as Cade Anderson-esque as you could get, and then I thought he really battled hard without his best stuff for the final 2. He got you through 7, and we talked about that. We talked about that. on the preview as well. Him and Ianson in their last 11 starts combined were averaging 7 innings pitched per start. He got you right there, and you were able to get it home using just 3 bullpen arms. So, thought the slider from Anderson was really, really good today, like really good, especially early in the game. He was living on that. You didn't really see the breaking ball, the curveball much, just that slider. And, I mean, the fastball showed good life, which you would expect on a day where it's, I don't know, like a bajillion degrees outside. So, all around great, and he got a nice ovation leaving the mound for the last time. And that's really kind of the most I want to talk about Anderson is, man, what a season. I mean, that kid, you could see it in flashes a year ago, especially in the early season in the non-conference games, the pre-conference slate. He was absolutely dominant. I mean, that outing against Southeastern is the one that really sticks out, where he struck out, 12 out of the 15 outs that he got. I mean, he was dominant, and it's like, oh God, look what you have. And then, yeah, man, the SEC season, it didn't go great for him, and we're all aware of that. But the work he put in the offseason to put on some weight, to really work with Nate Yeske on that slider, and what have we always heard? Yeske with those left-handed pitchers, man, like that's kind of his forte. And just the season that Cade Anderson put together, where that kid had an ERA north of 20 in conference play a year ago, and now he's going to be a top 3 pick in the draft, and he might go number 1 overall. I mean, what was it? MLB.com had him number 1 overall earlier this week. Like, that is making yourself some money, man. And in doing that, he has led LSU to all sorts of heights this year. So love that was his final moment that he got. Love that he got you through 7, even by the hardest. Just a major hat tip to Cade Anderson. Did things the right way, man, and LSU handled him great. He's already had the surgery. It's like you don't really risking that. But even when he had the scare with the wrist against Arkansas, I mean, they just handled that as well as they could, and he never missed a beat. I mean, that's huge for so many different reasons, y'all. That like what Cade Anderson has done at LSU is just money on the recruiting trail, and it's been money for you this season. So just major hat tip to 32. What a great outing to go out on at the box. And hopefully he's got at least one more inning. You need to win one more game, but man, he's you feel pretty darn good. You feel pretty darn good about that going into tomorrow. I mean, is there you look at how things have played out around the country. I mean, North Carolina won 18-2 on Friday. They came back and lost today on their home field, needing 1 win to go to Omaha. Louisville won 8-1, came back and lost today on their home field to Miami, needing 1 win to go to Omaha. There's not a lot of teams that are going to feel as good as LSU is going to feel on Sunday night, throwing Anthony Ianson with a trip to Omaha on the line. I mean, it is the advantage. Like, it is what we talked about all week long in this, because it's hard to string things together against those two pitchers. And I think you saw that today, and you'll see it again tomorrow night. And again, with a full bullpen, I mean, I don't know how you don't feel great about it right now if you're an LSU fan. Y'all smash the like button, please, if you have not already. Get subscribed, YouTube channel, and on your favorite podcast app. Just take the show with you wherever you may go. That's greatly appreciated. Of course, follow on social media, Twitter X at Musso Matthew, Facebook, Instagram, all those good things as well. If I can ever get back to the truck and in the shade where I can actually read my screen, we'll get to a few questions. But a couple more things offensively. Loved the day from Derek Curiel. To see him hit the home run off the lefty, that was awesome. He was 3 out of 3, drove in 5 down there in the 7 hole. As we said in the preview, you could have forecasted a move for him out of the leadoff spot. Didn't think they'd move him all the way down to 7. Talk about overcompensating. Didn't think they'd move him all the way down to 7. They did, and man, the move paid off. The 3-run shot off Kern was huge. And that's the other thing LSU did a great job of offensively was against Kern. Yes, when you look up, it was only like 3 runs on 1 hit or something off of him. But that kid's a strike thrower. We went through his numbers in the previews, and you got him out of the game. He didn't get an out in the 5th inning. It was 4+, but you got him out, and that was huge because you got into the bullpen, but you got into their bullpen with a lead where they weren't going to throw Bessinger, they weren't going to throw Meyer, they weren't going to throw Estridge, and you took advantage of that. Those guys were not prepared. I think the atmosphere got to them a little bit, and I'm not surprised by that. I made my feelings known on that this week, that it would, especially when Luis Hernandez took the extra base. When he took 3rd, that really showed it because the body language was down from those kids. They weren't paying attention. They just weren't into the game at that moment, and LSU took advantage. That was huge because that really allowed you to blow the game open at that point. So Curiel was phenomenal today, and again, loved seeing it come off of a left-handed pitcher. That's just going to continue to build confidence for him. We kind of already talked about Josh Pearson. I mean, just again, postseason is his season. That kid he's just something else and has been for 4 years around this time for LSU. And, I can remember last year when we were having the debate, who's going to lead off, and my hat was in the ring for Josh Pearson because I loved what he did there as a freshman. But to see him assume that role again today and have the success that he did, huge. 2 grand slams. I mean, man, you don't see that very often. 2 in 1 game, and both of them to the opposite field. Actually, Pearson pull side there. But just all around a really, really, really good game. DJ Trauma Gaming said something about Jones just going to ignore it. Well, let's talk about it. Jared Jones, DJ, he had 2 really poor at-bats early, then roped the double, and then absolutely tattooed one to center field and got out. I'll take that. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and complain about Jared Jones when LSU just put up 16 friggin' runs and hit a 3-run homer and 2 salamis. Come on, bro. You want a grandstand? I get it. Pick a different opportunity to grandstand. That's pretty horrible on your part. Just gonna be quite honest. I could finally see a question though there because we were under a tree. Now we're in the truck. Y'all go ahead and get questions in. Any questions? Apologies for the AC, but it was hot. The first reliever from West Virginia had 3 innings on the year. Yeah. They weren't going to burn. I think that's a very risky, I'll be honest with you. I think that's a bad decision. I think it's a really bad decision by Steve Sabins. You were down 2 runs. I get it, Cade Anderson's on the other side, but how foolish does that look after Cade Anderson comes back out and struggles a little bit in the return after the big inning. So, it is what it is. That's what he went for. Ooh, your boy got some sun, gang. Love to see this. First of all, I need a cigarette. Awesome handle. Great stuff. Rieger says, is William Schmidt just Cam Johnson 2.0? No. I mean, look. I really wanted to see Schmidt do well in that spot because, yes, the game's out of hand and all that. William Schmidt's not battling the opponent. William Schmidt is battling himself right now, and he has been all year. And the deal is, look, man, this guy, he's tasting failure. I don't want to say for the first time ever, because he's a little bit of a late bloomer, but for the first time in a very, very long time. I think the test case is Cade Anderson. That's what you're hoping William Schmidt ends up as. I'm not telling you he will. Just because Cade Anderson did it doesn't mean that William Schmidt will. But, I mean, ultimately, that is what you're hoping for. So let's let him develop. Let's see how it goes. But, yeah, I mean, I wanted to see him finish that game today. And they've got to get some movement on that fastball. It's just flat. It's a 4-seamer, and it doesn't move. And if he does not have command of his curveball, he's going to get hit. And he's going to be behind in the count. And that's, well, I say that. The home run he gave up was in a 1-2 count. He also had the guy before that 1-2 and walked him. But, I mean, he has to have the curveball. He has to have something to offset the heater because it is flat. Like, it's 96, but it's flat. I'm sorry. Auburn just got swept by Coastal Carolina? That sounds familiar. That's pretty disgraceful for Auburn, if I could for a minute. They have no excuse. They know who Coastal Carolina is. Like, when that happened to LSU in 2016, no one friggin' knew who Coastal Carolina was. Auburn knows who that team is, and they were not prepared. And, man, that's rough. That is really rough for Auburn. You know, Vince, I don't disagree with you. I think Auburn should have been a top 16. They definitely should not have been a top 4, and maybe give them back half of the top 8. The RPI was great, but they had 17 wins in conference. Just an odd year. Just an odd year there. My guy David Billiot says, $5 super chat. Appreciate you, David. Imagine waking up tomorrow with your season on the line and Anthony Ianson is waiting for you. Take this $5 for a cold water tomorrow. We don't want no damn water. We don't drink that shit. We want all the beers. Shout out to Stifler. Getting some time on the mound. Loved that. Will polish my balls and serve me a milkshake. That was cool. I'm sure that kid's never heard those jokes throughout his life at all, but that was a really cool moment, I thought. West Virginia putting a guy named Stifler on the mound. 23 straight wins for Coastal. Man, that's crazy, y'all. That really is. That's a hot team. They have a really good 1-2 punch. Fluky last night, kid was impressive. Up to 96, like, good body, like all that good body nonsense. He was impressive. So, like that an awful lot. All right, any more questions we got about tomorrow? I mean, it kind of is pretty straightforward for LSU. Go out there, take good at bats. That's the other thing I wanted to say. LSU only punched out 4 times today. That's huge. Like, that's big, man. That's 4 strikeouts. That's loud. That is loud. So, man, loved that from the offense. Thought they took really good at bats all day long, and I think that really shows it. 8 walks as a team, 4 strikeouts. That's pretty good. Also, major hat tip to Luis Hernandez. Luis Hernandez got his ass kicked today and just kept playing and kept fighting and was awesome. And nobody was happier about Cade Arambidi getting a pinch hit there than Luis Hernandez. My guy got hit with the ball twice, including once in the freaking hinge of his knee, then just wore multiple balls off the chest behind the plate. He was a warrior. That's not a glorious position. Give some glory to Luis Hernandez. Heads up base running, all that. Man, he was awesome. So that was really, really good. Major hat tip to Hernandez. Saw Brian jump in there. Hope everything's great on the West Coast, my man. Asking my thoughts on Anderson. I thought Anderson was really good. I thought for the first 5 innings, that was as vintage and crisp Cade Anderson as you could have gotten. I think the long wait in LSU's 7-run 5th got to him a little bit, and he just wasn't as sharp. But I thought he battled hard in the 6th and in the 7th. He had 2 long waits back to back. That's the other thing. LSU scored those 16 runs in 3 innings, in 3 consecutive innings. That was it. Just some big swings. But I thought Anderson was great. I thought he's had a fantastic season. That's just awesome to see. And, man, you should all be very grateful for what that kid did for LSU this year. He was simply incredible. Simply incredible. So, awesome for Cade Anderson and a fitting way for him to go out at the box. 7 strong innings. So, really, really encouraged by that. And again, and I saw DeGoat, you heard, said Ianson shoved it. Oh, he just did it again. Irons and Shove Day gets it done tomorrow. Yeah, I think it does. I really do. Because, I mean, the GOAT you heard, it's not just Ironson. You got Evans, you got Shores, you got Newt, you got Myers, you got Cali. Who you want to throw out of the bullpen? You got them all. You can go full bore, all in, leave no doubt tomorrow. So, I mean, there's just not a team that is going to feel better up 1-0 than LSU right now because of your 1-2 punch. And it's why, even with some of the flaws that this team has, it is why they can win the national championship. Because you go 1-2 in Omaha, 2-0 to winner's bracket, somebody's going to come back and beat you twice, and that's huge. Justin Hunt says, Musso, would you rather play Arkansas or Tennessee in Omaha? I would rather play Arkansas. And I know that sounds crazy, but I would rather face Zach Root than Liam Doyle. Liam Doyle is a hands-down better pitcher than Zach Root. You've won both of those games, actually, all mind you. But think about how those went. I mean, you needed 6 runs in the 9th to beat Tennessee that day. I mean, Doyle ate your lunch. I would much rather face Zach Root. I have all the respect to the Royal for Arkansas. I think they are a complete team, as complete of a team as there is in this tournament. But, give me Arkansas for sure. And for what it's worth, I think Arkansas is going to win that Super. Tennessee has not won a series in Fayetteville since Chris Burke played for them in 2001. So it's been a while since Tennessee's gotten it done in Fayetteville, and I think that trend continues. So yes, we are putting the cart before the horse a little bit there, but as I said, you feel great about tomorrow. So I would take Zach Root in that one. That was a good question. I like that question. Thank you, Justin. That was a lot of fun. Berkey's on the call. Yeah, Tennessee needs all the juju they need. They can get in that series. Vols finally figured out back half of the schedule that you don't just replace a 60-win championship team. You don't just roll out of bed and keep that going. So, about time, too, that happened. When they got off to a 20-0 start, I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. All right, gang. Y'all smash the like button one more time, please, on your way out. Please get subscribed. That's greatly appreciated. Please share. That's also greatly appreciated. And be here next time for more Musso at the Box. Hopefully, we're celebrating a dog pile and a trip to Omaha.